Next generation is coming soon. Backwards compatibility is more important than it's ever been. I'll explain. Coming right up. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the Fun Speculation YouTube channel. Again, I'm just getting started with this, so it would greatly help me if you could please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate any support. I just am a guy that likes to talk about stuff, and especially video games. So first, we'll just start with getting to the main topic here, and that's backwards compatibility. And I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people are kind of missing the boat on why companies are making the decisions they are right now, and what the plans are. So the video game industry has largely been behind in this. And that's not because they didn't wanted to be behind. It's just because of technical challenges. So you have movies, and you have music, and you have video games and TV. Okay, three of those categories have moved on to new platforms and ways of providing content to the people that want to consume that content. Music was first when they started having the streaming platforms for music. And then, Netflix came on and revolutionized TV and movies. And now a lot of movies and most movies are probably bought digitally, So, whether through its Amazon or whether it's through a digital storefront like Xbox or whatever. Now, there's still a purpose and a reason to, go and buy a disc version of a movie, because you want the highest quality for that movie, right? You don't want it compressed, you want everything to be perfect. So, there's still a reason to buy a 4K UHD Blu-ray, right? And there will always be a reason to download video games, okay? Video games have just started the last two generations getting involved with letting you actually install and download games on console. That's been a thing with PC for a long time because PCs have had a lot more capability than consoles. Consoles have caught up a lot with a lot of that technology now, and a lot of games are bought digitally and installed. In fact, Capcom recently said that 80% of their games are digital, or purchased digitally. So if I am going to buy a game, I'm going to look for two things. I'm going to look for, am I getting the same quality? Yes. If you buy a game digitally, you're getting the same quality as if you go buy a disc. Okay. Am I getting a good deal? And a lot of times you'll find better deals digitally than you will at the store on disc also. And sometimes it's the opposite, I think as digital sales become more and more popular, it's going to be more of the norm to find better deals in that way as opposed to finding good deals on disc. No, that's not to say I can't go to GameStop right now and see a big sale where they have a bunch of games for like $3, right? You're probably not going to see as much of that on digital storefronts. But at the same time, that's usually games that didn't sell well, or they released way too many physical copies. I think that's going to kind of die down too. In the future, you're not going to see all those bargain bin games as much, right? Having your content stay with you is important. If I buy a song digitally, I can play it on any device where I have access to the storefront in which I purchased that song. Same thing with a movie. If I buy a movie digitally, I have access to that movie anywhere where that storefront is accessible that I purchased that movie. Video games have not had that ability. They've had a isolated approach. You can play on this one device. So if you have a PlayStation, you can play on this device. If I have an Xbox, I can play on that device. If I have a Nintendo, I can play it on that device. And that's where video games has always kind of lagged behind. They're really isolating you because they want you to have to not only play and purchase the content, but they want you to purchase the device. That's kind of similar to, if you would think, where there's a Blu-ray where you have to have a Blu-ray player, right? Or there's a 4K Blu-ray, you have to have a 4K Blu-ray player. But if you can purchase Blu-ray quality video or close to Blu-ray quality video digitally, at least you have the option of where you play that content. So I can play it on my phone, I can play it on my computer, I can play it on the TV. So as more and more people are buying these games digitally now, that presents a problem. When the new device comes out, what happens to all my content? Well, Microsoft is trying to answer that problem and presenting ways to preserve the content that you've purchased. And for some reason, some people have a problem with that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I currently have 481 games in my library on the Xbox. I have 250 something, I think, on the PlayStation. So if I get a Series X, I don't want to have to keep my Xbox One around just so I can play this old content. I want to be able to play this old content on my new device. And not only that, wouldn't it be nice if I could play the content that I own in other places as well, besides just one device? Should I have to buy a device and put it on every TV in my house if I want to have access to that content on every TV in my house? What about if I want to play it on an iPad or a phone? You can do that with movies, you can do that with TV, and you can do that with music. In the past, you've never been able to do that with video games. But that is going to change. So what is happening here is Microsoft has put together Game Pass, and they've done this all with a plan, okay? Game Pass to them is the video game equivalent of Netflix for TV and movies, where you have options to play whatever content that you own, or to subscribe to, is what I mean. So if I subscribe to Game Pass, I have over 100 game options available, and I can actually download those to the system, and that gives me a highest quality version of that content. I also get, if I get Game Pass Ultimate, I get the same experience on PC, where the Game Pass games that are on PC are available to download. But that doesn't still let me play on other devices. It's just the PC and the Xbox. So their answer to that is Xcloud. So Xcloud is going to have Game Pass as part of it's all one tied subscription. Game Pass Ultimate, that is. So when you have Game Pass Ultimate, starting in September, you're going to be able to access all of your Game Pass Ultimate games in a streaming quality. So that may mean that you may have a little bit of latency or whatever, but the tests that's been going around are actually really, really good and solid. So, just like when streaming movies first started, the quality was kind of suspect at times. This technology is going to improve. Latency is going to get better. The resolution is going to get better. The quality of the stream is going to get better. And you're going to be able to play all these games that are launching, brand new games on Game Pass. Not only that, but it's going to come to other devices on iPad, your phone, Android devices. So no matter where you are, you're going to be able to play your Game Pass games. But here's the kicker. Remember, we're talking about content ownership of all the licenses of all the games that you've purchased. For me on Xbox, it's 481. Xbox has said that they are going to bring the ability for you to play your games library on Xcloud. That means that all of the games that I've purchased, I can take anywhere with me. It's no longer restricted to a device, not just one device. I don't have to worry about where I am if I go out of town and I just want to have access to my games and pick up where I left off. I'll be able to do that. All I got to bring is, say, a laptop, or bring a phone, or bring your iPad. The other thing you want to bring is a controller, right? So this is a good, positive thing. Now, if you want the best quality, just like anything else, I could go buy, for a movie, I could go buy a 4K Blu-ray player, or you know what? The Xbox Series X is going to have that in it. So when I buy my Series X, I'll have the best quality version of the games that I purchase. So I can download my games. I have the best quality that they're going to be released at right there. Not only on new games, but old games. They're going to update those with smart delivery. They're going to enhance even older games with other technology that's behind the scenes, giving some games HDR that never had it before. What they're doing with preserving your value of a consumer with the products that you've purchased is extremely important when you're purchasing digital content. If they were to say that I can't have my games on a new console, I wouldn't know what to do, really, because I have 481 games on there. So I would be very confused. Not only do I get to move it on there, but I get to play it anywhere. So, this was a quote from Microsoft on the news.xbox.com website. We believe that Project xCloud is a key component that will help us achieve our dream of gaming for everyone, everywhere in true Xbox style. By partnering with the world's best content developers and publishers, silicone designers, hardware manufacturers, mobile operators, distributors, and many others. Doing it in the way that requires no work for the developers. The over 3,500 games on Xbox One today and 1,900 games currently in development are already working on xCloud. So 3,500 games that are on Xbox One and 1,900 games currently in development are already working on xCloud. Bringing along your friends, your achievements, your saved game, and your progression so that you don't have to start over. So that means if I am playing Fable and I get to a town, or I'm in the middle of a mission and I stop playing the game, I'm going to be able to go and pick up my phone if I'm in a waiting room, let's say, or whatever, and I can pick up my game where I left off. That's just awesome, Combining our strengths in content, community, and cloud with you, the gamer at the center. So we believe in freedom to play and the freedom to choose. So this is the next part is really important. In 2020, we will enable gamers to stream from the cloud Xbox games that they already own or will purchase. We will also add game streaming from the cloud to Xbox Game Pass, which they already announced. So that part we know is true because they announced that that's coming and it's at no additional cost if you get Game Pass Ultimate. Gamers will be free to discover, choose, and play their favorite games anywhere and everywhere. Now, some would say, "Oh, this is not good for the gaming industry. You know, this is bad, or this is a joke. They don't have any games to begin with, or blah 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 blah. Whatever. You know, don't be an idiot. Don't you want to keep and preserve the games that you've already purchased? And don't you want them to improve and be better no matter where you play them? Don't you want to not have limitations on the devices that you play your games at? It increases the value of everything that you buy. If you buy something that's $9.99 and you get to use it for a year and then it moves on, that's great. Okay, whatever. But if you get to use that forever, that's even better. Everything that you purchase, you will have access to for as long as they keep this up. You're going to be able to play your stuff, and that's extremely important. Finally, video games are catching up to music and movies and TV with the entertainment industry and what they're doing here. So, props to Microsoft for doing this. I hope other companies follow suit, and I hope the third-party developers, third-party publishers allow their games to be put on Game Pass, and I hope they don't try and restrict us from using their games that we purchase on Xcloud. That's on them if they do. I'm gonna enjoy the heck out of that when it finally launches here coming up in September, and it continues to improve and gets better. And I can see 5 years from now, this is just not even a thing that people expected. This is the landscape changing, and it starts with backwards compatibility. That term doesn't even need to be used anymore. It should just be if you own something, the rights to use it, that you can use it wherever you want to, that has access to that. So they're giving us access to more areas to use that content. Finally, you know what I mean? This is a great thing, and it should be celebrated. So, it's a great value. You can't beat it. All my games, all the Game Pass games, everything coming to Xcloud, Game Pass Ultimate. Get on board, people. This is the future of gaming. So, backwards compatibility doesn't even matter anymore. You just own it. You get to play it. It's not backwards. It's not forwards. It's just a device. If I buy a Series X, it's just a device. If I have a 1X, it's just a device. If I have a phone, it's a device. If I have an iPad, it's a device. We'll see what all they bring it out to. If I have a PC, it's a device. I own the rights to use that content. Give it to me everywhere you can. Put it on everything. How crappy it is sometimes if you buy a tablet, or let's say you buy a certain kind of phone, and let's say I went to the store and I bought an iPhone, right? And I had purchased 1,000 songs, right? And let's say, this new version of Apple iTunes or whatever, doesn't play the old songs you bought. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would be pretty dumb. So, let's not be dumb. Let's be smart. Get more value for what you buy. Applaud Xcloud in game streaming. Let's help it get better by embracing it. Let's give more value to the content that we purchase, and still have the option to download it on your Xbox Series X or PS5 If you want to go that route and get the best quality, this is not taking that option away from people. It's like people are scared. This is not taking that away from you. It's giving you another avenue, giving you more options. Don't you want more? Let's celebrate it, guys. All right. Well, that's all I got for today. Hope you like this video. If you can, again, like, share, subscribe. Come back for more. I'm going to be putting on more videos until people listen to what I got to say, because I'm going to keep talking anyway, because I just like talking about stuff. So, all right, guys, you have a good one. Take care. Bye.